when you were mentioning earlier about wanting the pub to be a place for everyone, how do you feel your business influences the Rochester community?
I think it does in that way, especially, over the past year, with everything's happened with the Black Lives Matter and the election, the political climate and all that. I've definitely noticed that my clientele at the pub has shifted a little bit. And within that, I've had a lot of conversations because unfortunately, Rochester, whether we like to admit it or not, is still a very segregated city. And so seeing my clientele change and having them more people of color, because I'm in a predominantly white neighborhood, come and support me, I've had to have the conversation of, listen, this is a place for everybody. So if you're, there's no need to be uncomfortable, which is a thing on both sides. I've had people of color come into the pub, again, a predominantly white neighborhood, up until recently, predominantly white clientele, all great people, but people of color would come in and say, I don't know about this place. I'm not comfortable in this place. And that's fine. But that's where I would come in and say, just have fun. Nobody's out to get you. And it's a double-sided conversation, because I've had that with my clientele who aren't of color. It's like, just have fun. And the beauty of that is I've had those conversations. And now at this point, people come in and they've interacted with each other. They've had conversations with each other and they've gotten to know one another. And it's like they walk in now and it's like, hey, what's up? They're giving each other hugs and talking. And, that's what I wanted from the beginning. Believe me, the Blossom Road Pub isn't going to fix segregation or racism or anything like that. But all I want is a place where when you walk in the door, you can feel comfortable, you can have a good time, you can relax and let your hair down, leave everything else at the door and have fun. So I think that's what my business is contributing to the community. Because there are people who come in and say, man, I love this place. I love it that I could come in here and there's never any drama and blah, blah, blah. And it's a public house, it's something for everybody. So if that can go out into the world with them, where they take that mentality of, listen, man, I don't care where I'm at. We're all humans. Don't disrespect me. I won't disrespect you, all that stuff. That's all I want. And I hope that at the end of the day, when all is said and done, people leave the pub with a little bit more of that mentality and a partridge in a pear tree.
That's awesome. Like it really is nice to be able to like go to a place and feel welcome and like not feel people staring at you like, ooh, they're different. Why are they here? Or, ooh, I wonder what they're going to do here. Oh, they might, it's nice to be able to go somewhere and just feel like, oh, this is nice. Okay, I'm going to live my best life and just chill.
Right. So and, that happens at the pub where the people will come in and they will be like, oh, who is this? And I might know the person who just walked in the door and I'll say, oh, that's so-and-so. They're awesome. They're a really good person. And then half an hour later, those two people are having a conversation because it's like, you kind of knock down that stereotype and open the door to say, I know what you might think, whether it's a biker that's walking in or, a big man of color, whatever. Once you knock down that wall and say, no, give that person a chance, because the curiosity it's a beautiful thing. You knock that down and you say, no, talk to that person because they're really, really interesting. Despite what you might think of them, despite how they might look, they're really cool. So give them a chance. And 9 times out of 10, by the end of the time at the pub, those people are like, man, that dude was really cool. Or that woman was really awesome. Like, yeah, her hair was 10 different colors, but she's an amazing artist who, it's just, there needs to unfortunately be that middleman to knock down those walls.
Outside of work, what are you passionate about?
Family, and just living life. I mean, I'm not really a hobby kind of guy. I kayak a lot in the summer. I really enjoy like just getting in the boat and just paddling and putting my headphones in. But short of that, my children is number one. I want to enjoy them as much as I can while they're still pretty young, because I know they're going to grow up and, dad hopefully will be cool forever. But, I lost my father when he was pretty young. So I want to make sure that I get to enjoy them and they get to enjoy me, because I am pretty awesome.
So we talked a lot about like your business and just some of the life experiences you've had. Is there anything else about your story you'd like to share with us?
I feel like I'm someone who, I'm the Rochester story, the dream. I'm born and raised here and I love this city. I always tell people Rochester is a great place to grow up, then go away to college or wherever you're going to go. I traveled personally, and then come back and you can have whatever you want here. So, it's definitely been good to me. The city and the people in it, I love it. I think there's a lot of opportunity here. I really want to see it continue to grow. So it really is a great place. So as far as my story, I'm just basic, hardworking young man. That's all. Lots of life experience.